everyone, John Coleman here from the Tea and Mortgage podcast. Believe it or not, Norm, it's episode number 17. Today we have, well, what I would like to call one of our superstar has come along again as a guest appearance and to discuss all things Brazilian.
Absolutely. Tea and Mortgage number 17. We're so happy everyone could join in and subscribe and follow. Thanks so much for sharing. And like John said, we had a superstar today. I'm talking about the Brazilian community in Ireland.
No, I'm not superstar, but thank you guys. Thank you very much.
For me, Suya. That's all that matters, okay? My superstar. Norm, Suya, as you might know, has been with me for, I think it's 8.5 years at this point. So 8 years. So that deserves a superstar category in any man's language.
Anyone that puts up with you for 8 years deserves a medal in my book.
Yeah. Hands up. I fully agree with that.
But, I'm here.
Well, absolutely. And this is really fun. We're talking today about specifically the name is Brazilian Community in Ireland 2024 report. And the embassy in Dublin, right? The Brazilian embassy put together this really good report.
Yes, really good. There's a lot of numbers. They're very interesting. And as the report says, back in 2020, we were about 50,000 Brazilians. And now we are about 58,000. So it's a lot of Brazilians. A lot of Brazilians.
They're taking over Dublin, Norm.
They are.
They really. And there was a great story last year, by the way. Sorry for cutting across you, whereby there was an actual there was a riot in Dublin one night, and I think it was the next day, where some sort of Brazilian courier came across a guy beating up a girl. He jumped off his bike, basically saved a life on the back of it, right? And then the story got even more incredible. Someone set up a GoFundMe page for, I want to buy this man a drink, right? And initially I thought this was a scam when the girls came in and said to me, I said, well, no, I'm going to put some money to that. I thought and the next thing, how much was our fund for him by?
300,000, something like that.
300,000, yeah. But it was, I did it because I was so impressed with what this guy had done. And I'm not sure I would have done the same thing. I would have been scared, I think. So it was an amazing story, and it was great publicity. No, it wasn't publicity, but it was a great for someone that, like, sometimes Irish people can talk badly about foreign nationals. So to have a really positive story about a Brazilian, I thought it was amazing, So
a wonderful positive thing in the community, and it's really cool that people rewarded him, like said, hey,
it was incredible.
He gave part of the money to the girl's family, John.
That's right. Yeah, no, I knew that. Yeah, I think there was another one set up for her.
It was a 5-year-old girl, something like that. Right. Yeah, it's a little child. Yeah.
Jesus, and someone was beating up a little child.
Not only her, but another 2 kids as well, 2 boys and the teacher.
I hope the dude is in jail now for a long time, huh?
Yeah, so she's in the hospital yet, I think, but she's recovering well. So
wow, my God.
Easy
world.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, well.
Sorry for cutting across you there, sorry. I just wanted to share that story. That was I thought it was an amazing story last year.
No, it's a good story, John. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, and that speaks to the Brazilian community more than just the numbers ever would, right? The impact and how people help the community and.
Exactly.
But we do have a couple key numbers and statistics here from the report. If you want, I could read out a couple of them that stand out to me, and maybe you could give your your opinion. Yeah,
go ahead.
So they
your Brazilian opinion now, Suya, right?
yeah. So one of the things is that's really interesting, I found, of the Brazilian community in Dublin and Ireland in this report, almost 75% is female, 74% is female. Why so many women? The guys don't like to travel?
I didn't know that. Sorry.
I don't know, to be honest, but I think the women are looking for better opportunities than the guys then. That's my thinking, but I don't really know why there's a lot of women, but I don't know, maybe we're more encouraged
Maybe more
to the
adventurous as
new
well.
and
Willing
more
to go on.
adventurous, yeah. So I would
Because
say so.
how did you spot that, Norm? So you hadn't spotted that, had you?
It's in page 9, John. I was looking at the page 28, which says only about me. I wasn't looking at the other page.
That's fair
That's
enough.
funny. Oh no, but yeah, I thought that was really interesting. It's not a little
But it is
disproportionate or
actually, yeah.
imbalance. It's a big,
No, I thought it would be the male would be higher, but
yeah,
that's
that's
If you go
crazy.
to, there's a nightclub here in Dublin, called, that's very famous for the Brazilians, called Dicey's, right? So
John.
right? I know this is a professional conversation, but I'm wondering, would you see 3/4 of the people in Dicey's, are they women versus? There you go. It's
Jesus.
probably a while since you've been in Dicey's now, so, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's I'm not going there anymore, John. That's in the past.
Okay.
It's in
Anyway,
the
let's keep
past.
this professional. Sorry, Norm.
All good. Hey, how
Yeah.
about this one? This is pretty interesting. 63% of people, Brazilians who live in Ireland now, came from the southeast of Brazil. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
It's
why
São
is
Paulo.
that? Like what
Yeah,
cities
São
or
Paulo. São Paulo is the biggest state in Brazil. So I think I don't know which page now, but I saw this, but
this
it
is
shows the percentages
page
in the
10, I think.
10. No. Let me find here, but it shows the percentage based on, let me see. There we go, page 22.
See, you like all the pages that are close to your mention in this report, huh?
See? Page 22 actually
Yeah.
shows the map of Brazil and the percentage that comes to Ireland. So
Yeah.
São Paulo is 43%. So it's a lot of people there. And basically, São Paulo is the biggest city
Yeah.
in Brazil. So only in São Paulo, we have 16, 19 million people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So only one city.
And it's crazy that about more than half of people come completely alone. They don't have a
Yes.
spouse, a child, or anything. That's
No.
adventurous, huh?
Well, most of them, I would say it's in the average, the age average, I don't know, 22, 25. So, and they come as students, they come to improve
Yeah.
their English and for better opportunities.
Yeah.
So I believe that's the reason why they come alone.
Yeah.
And not with family. So they are young. I came to Ireland, I was 25.
Yeah. Similar, huh?
And I was just looking to, look, let's learn English because I had none. So let's learn English and I don't know, see something different.
Yeah.
For
Try to
the
get an
very
education, maybe try to get a
Exactly.
job and eventually buy a property using you guys, huh?
Yes, of course. Of course.
One other thing I saw in here is, of course, most people who come to Ireland end up in Dublin, which is about 61%. But that's lower than I thought it would be. I mean, there's 8% of Brazilians in Cork, almost 5% in Limerick. So it seems like people spread out a lot across the whole country.
Well, my thinking on this is basically when I was looking to move to Ireland, 9 years ago, basically what the guy told me was, okay, you can go to Dublin, you're going to have more opportunities there because it's the capital, but you can go to other cities as well, which is going to be cheaper for you to live, okay? And at that time, I chose Ireland because of the opportunities and everything. But I think now people are feeling more, how do I say, we have more information about and more opportunities over the country, so
Yeah.
people are not feeling so scared to go to a smaller city or something like that. So yeah, we have a lot in Cork as well, I think. Not a lot, but
I'd say
8%.
rent is probably the biggest driver of that, so is it?
I would say so, John, as well. But people are not afraid of the opportunities anymore because they are there,
Yeah.
And
So
what
before,
usually happens in any country is when you get an initial wave, like I know a lot of people started coming, I think 2016, Brazilians to Ireland. but then you get micro communities. So if someone wants to move to a smaller city or a town,
Yeah.
they have a built-in support network of people could say, oh yeah, here's what you want to do and here's where you want to rent, and and almost people that could show you around and show you the way, right?
Exactly. We have Brazilians all around Dublin or Ireland now, and people
Yeah.
are feeling more encouraged to go and say, okay, I'm not going to be alone, I'll
Yeah.
have some part
As
of
an
my
outs-
community there.
as an outsider looking in, they do tend to help each other as well in a
Oh, we
very
do.
sort of
Yeah,
in a
we
very
do a lot.
kind of
Yeah. We have a
so
lot. We have some pages on Facebook that we are always helping each other.
That's really cool. I love that.
Yeah.
And this isn't in the report, but are there great Brazilian restaurants in Ireland now?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Loads of them.
Churrasco Aquila?
we went. I don't know if we're allowed to mention that we went recently. I think it was last year, the back end of last year. We went out because of the number of Brazilians we have working with us. We went to a restaurant, and I'm going to probably butcher the pronunciation of the name. Baja, was that the name of the restaurant we went to?
No, it's just back.
Oh, okay, I was close, yeah. But it was amazing, and they made. Well, I tried a heart. Right now, I didn't
Chicken
like
heart.
it. Yeah, but apparently,
Just explain which where the restaurant is actually kind of a barbecue restaurant. So all you can eat.
Is it Churrasco? Is that what they call it?
Churrasco, exactly.
Yeah, Churrasco. Yeah,
no,
I
you don't
love
know what it
those. I
means,
love
but-
those. Yeah.
Yeah, so churrasco it's a barbecue place. So all you can eat, okay? All kind of meat and whatever you want. So I asked John to try a chicken heart, which I love. I love, by the
It's
way.
good for you too. I was in Brazil 3 times, but all when I was younger, right? And first time or two I went there, I was a backpacker. I had no money and, traveling around the world for a year. And me and my friend would go to the same restaurants there. We were in Rio once a day. We would only basically eat once a day, other than like empanadas or, acai bowls but it was maybe $10. It wasn't too expensive, but we would sit there for 2 hours and they come out, right? And they carve the meat right on your plate. And we would leave there. We couldn't even move. We were so full. It was great.
So that's the feeling. So you did it right, okay?
I did it right, yeah.
You did it right.
Well, that's great. And then let me take you to a part of the report, which is probably the best part, which is page 22. And there's a quote, and maybe you could read that quote for us.
Page 22 or 28?
I'm sorry, 28. I messed it up.
Oh, Suya knows the number 28.
He has it memorized, huh?
Well, there is a quote from myself just basically saying the demand of housing among Brazilians has increased a lot in recent years. I believe that people are having easier access to information and also to financial aid from the government that allows people to buy their home without having to wait years for it. Brazilians are feeling more encouraged to buy a home in Ireland, whether from their own use or as an investment.
So do you want to say that in Portuguese?
Well,
Yeah. So for anyone that might be listening and wants to get it in your language, your own words in Portuguese, this will go over you and I have known, but I think
it'd be great. I think it would be wonderful.
Ok, so basically it says in Portuguese, ok? A quantidade de brasileiros na Irlanda vem crescendo muito nos últimos anos. I try to translate, doesn't sound better, doesn't sound good, sorry. But anyway, a quantidade de brasileiros vindo morar na Irlanda cresceu muito nos últimos anos. Eu acredito que, procurando por casas, eu acredito que o principal motivo é porque eles estão se sentindo mais encorajados pelas ajudas do governo, onde eles não precisam esperar anos para poupar a entrada da casa. Os brasileiros estão se sentindo mais encorajados a isso, e também com a quantidade de informações, eles estão investindo mais na propriedade, seja para o seu próprio uso ou para investimento.
There you go.
Most important part of the whole report, huh?
Absolutely. we needed that
I keep
Portuguese.
reading in English, and I was okay. Do not
Yeah.
translate. Just say it.
No, that's great. And I know you guys, with your help, especially help a lot of people coming from Brazil to buy a house. I see here the statistics about 18% of people who are Brazilians living in Ireland now own their own house,
Yeah.
whether it's financed or not, which is, or more, which is pretty great, huh?
Yeah, I think I got this number as well. So it's basically, I think it's yeah, I have it here. Yeah, 16%, almost 17%, they are investing in their own home, and 1.6 have already paid for it. So yeah,
Yeah, that's fantastic. And
it's a
you
really
guys
good, yeah.
do a lot in the Brazilian community just with education and, helping people with
Yeah.
the mortgage, of course, but you have forms, documents, your roadmap, checklist, videos, education, all for the Brazilian
Yeah.
community, huh?
I do. I have a professional page now on Instagram as well, which I try to put a lot of tips and informations there for the Brazilians, and all in Portuguese. Okay, so and I think that makes the whole difference. Okay,
Yeah.
we can speak in our own language. It's not that we can't speak in English. We can, but sometimes it's hard to understand the terms, even in Portuguese. You can imagine in English, it's a different country, different rules. So I think this makes a lot of the difference, actually, a lot of
And I think
difference.
there's also it's just a human thing. There's a level
Yeah,
of comfort and trust when you know you have someone that understands you and speaks the language
exactly.
who is like you. And so people want to work with someone that they feel familiar and have some trust. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I
I
actually I closed one deal today, and I was saying to my client there, said like, this is the best part of my job when I get to call you and say congratulations, you own your own home. And especially this guy, I was working with him for 2 years, so we were getting him ready
Yeah.
for a long time ago. We were getting ready, and then he applied, we got approved in principle, on offer, and then the house, unfortunately, he was buying a new property, and unfortunately the house delayed. But finally, that's it. He's gonna get the keys maybe tomorrow or Monday, I don't know.
That's
fascinating.
awesome. Yeah.
I remember asking Suya about 6 years ago now, did she think, did you want to become the mortgage broker for the Brazilian market? Because I had this idea that 6 years ago I thought the Brazilians were beginning to take over, and we did a survey, and it wasn't that, like, it's nowhere near the numbers
No.
that are today, but I still thought there was absolute value, and we initially reached out to Brazilian IT professionals just as somewhere where to start, and we used LinkedIn as a way. And suddenly, very quickly, we knew, well, that A, people were interested in buying a home, and B, they were more than happy to talk to Suya because of where she was from and that she was going to be. So we've been helping people, the Brazilian community in particular, for at least 6 years now, and we've been building and building. I think the numbers are just growing of people who were initially was probably, oh, we'll probably go back to Brazil, but and this is just an instinct. More and more of them seem to be wanting to stay in Ireland. I don't know. I know the
Yes,
numbers kind of back that up as well, don't they, from the report?
they do. They actually do, John. People are looking to stay. They're not just coming to Ireland to study anymore. They're actually
Yeah.
coming to Ireland. Well, the easiest way is coming as a student. So they're coming to study and obviously improving their English, but they're looking to stay.
And then there's
So
opportunity, like you said, with good jobs and
exactly,
tech
yeah,
jobs. And yeah, it's
exactly.
interesting. You guys said something too that, you've been helping that community for 6 years. And so you said that for 2 years you've been helping this one guy, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it takes a long time to prepare your bank accounts, your credit. It's so different maybe from your system in Brazil. And so talk a little bit about that you have a long-term helping relationship with these clients.
Well, it's not always that long.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
long time.
from business
It's not
point of view, we
always.
prefer quicker ones, Norm, but it is a journey. Right?
It's
I'm
not
glad you said
always
that
that
slightly.
long. No. Normally, it's a job for maybe 6 months if
Yeah.
they are not ready. So it's something that 6 months, maybe 1 year, but not two. Two was yeah. This one was something apart. But yeah, no, it's very different from Brazil actually. Yeah, because in Brazil you go to the estate agent and they do everything for you. They collect your paperwork, they show you the house, and they do they go to the bank and they do all the job for you. So you just go to one place. So in Ireland it's a bit different, but it's
Yeah.
kind of the same job. They prepare you. If you're not ready, they're gonna tell you you're not ready. So let's get the way bank's gonna accept you, basically. But you
So
don't
the estate agent is the mortgage broker as well, so yeah.
exactly, John. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So they do everything in one place.
Yeah. Interesting. And
It's funny,
yeah,
we
and
have a
so
girl that's joined us as well, a girl called Isa, or Isabella. What would you say?
Well, her name is Isabella,
Okay. But
but
she
we call
definitely,
her
she,
Isa.
yeah, from Brazil as well. And
Mm,
she worked in the as an estate
yeah,
agent back in Brazil, didn't she? So she
yeah.
fully understands the difference.
She did, and she was actually doing the paperwork thing. She was checking paperwork and preparing the application to go to the bank. So that was her job there, but it was an estate agent. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
great. And that's
I
good.
learn something new every day, no.
Me and you both, brother. Me
Yeah.
and you both. Hey, I wanted to point out one more thing on this report, and thank you for your time today. I know you're busy. On page 55, we're going far away from your quote, right? And we're going to page 55. And this is nice. It talks about the feeling of belonging in Ireland. And between people saying completely and for the most part, they feel like they belong, it's almost it's about 60%. And so that's nice, huh? To think that people
Yeah,
who come there, there is a chance to feel like they belong. It's their new home.
yeah. No, I actually I told you this morning, John. Ireland for me is my second home.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it gave me the opportunities that I wouldn't have had in Brazil. So it's my second home, and well, there is a lot of Brazilians that they don't fit in.
Mm.
I don't know. There is always a difference in culture, but they don't fit in. But in general, I feel that the Irish people, they are very alike to us. So and
That
yeah,
might be a good thing, by the way.
no, it is. You're happy people.
Yeah, that's true.
But we always have some traditional people as well that they don't want to mix. They want to
Yeah.
keep just the Irish ones, and well, but I think this is getting, how do I say, less and less.
Yeah, that happens in every, like, as
Yeah,
a
every
nation,
country.
the
Yeah,
Irish would have emigrated to America in
exactly.
many, and they keep it to themselves to a point. Now, obviously, we had English, so the Irish wasn't as difficult. But I think, and this is just a personal view, the people who I think are going to make their lives easier in Ireland are the ones who embrace the challenge of learning English.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the biggest.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. God, I couldn't see myself going to another country and suddenly having to start learning to speak Portuguese, Spanish, French, whatever it may be. So
Well, especially with the crazy accent, the way you guys talk,
I think we talk just fine, okay? But no, but what I mean is, if like for all the Brazilians that come over and they have to, when the first thing they all say is they all have to learn to deal with our weather. Okay, so that's the first job. But there's enough information out there now that they should know this in advance.
Yeah.
Okay, so my sympathy on that is not as great as it should be. But when it comes to actually having to learn another language, and especially when you come from Brazilians that are coming over now, and there's a huge community of Brazilians here anyway, right?
Yeah.
So it's so easy for them just to stay within their own circles or maybe their own comfort zones. But if I was giving any advice, it really would be to make friends outside of the Brazilian community and to develop your English as much as possible. I'm not saying don't stay within your community, but develop, because the more you can develop, the more your English, the better your English is, the greater your opportunities are going to be. Am I right in saying that? So I hope that I'm not trying to give a lecture to anyone here, because
No, you are, because as I said, the opportunities are there. Okay, so we have more opportunities now. So it's just on the Brazilians to grab them, and that's it. So they need to grab, and I think they are. In truth, I think they are.
Well, no, I have 6 Brazilians working with me, and I couldn't be happier with all of them. To be honest with you, they're all absolutely amazing. Their attitude, their ability to learn, their ability to be loyal as well. Like Soya's with me for 8 years, and as I said at the start of this conversation, that's superstar status on the back of to do with that. But like just I couldn't be happier working with them, to be brutally honest with you. So
Thanks, John.
no, I mean that sincerely. So keep it up. There you go. There's your chat.
That's great. Yeah. And so if people had questions and they wanted to talk to you, they wanted a consultation, they wanted to do it in Portuguese, maybe Portuguese, where should they contact you?
Well, at the moment, Norm, we have a link, a fact find link. It's available in my Instagram page. I can give it to you later, but it's available on my Instagram page. They can fill out a form there. I'll have the information. I do a research and I get a roadmap out. This roadmap has my calendar, a link with my calendar, so then we can speak and talk about a plan to apply for a property. They might be ready or they might need some work to do. So yeah, that's how I'm doing it at the moment.
Yeah, the earlier people get having a conversation with Suya, the better, because it is a journey. And basically the journey basically takes time. But the quicker you can inform yourself with information, the quicker you can basically get yourself ready. Because you don't wake up in the morning and are ready. You need to have an understanding of what you're trying to achieve, where you're at. And then is it a case of, well, do I go with what I can do now, or do I need to fine tune things? And talking to Suya in your own language is going to be of massive value in helping you get ready. Hopefully it can be done quicker than 2 years, but we're with you till the day you get the keys to your home, where Suya is and our team is. So but it can take time, you know.
And that's great. The same form is available in our website as well, jcmortgage.ie. So it's not only available in my Instagram page, it's always also available in the website.
And we have a Brazilian page on the website, don't we?
We do, yeah.
Yeah, we do. Perfect. And so, Suya, another question for you here. So this is the Tea and Mortgage podcast. Should we start a Churrasco and Mortgage podcast or something like that? I don't know. What do you think?
Well, should we start a churrasco? Churrasco, okay, I'm going to say in Portuguese.
Churrasco, is that how you say it?
Yeah. Should we start a churrasco podcast? We need a beer as well, okay? We need sun and beer.
Okay.
And
that sounds a lot more fun than the Tea and Mortgage with me and John only.
And some music on the background.
You're taking a cup of tea to a pint, basically. So yeah,
that's good.
But that's how we do in Brazil, okay, John? It's basically every weekend you go to a churrasco in someone's house, okay? So you have beer, some music on the background, some happy music,
and the sun.
A lot of people talk, and sun, of course, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And we could squeeze mortgage conversations in there somewhere, huh? But honestly, thank you so much for being on. And this was congratulations on this report. Congratulations for putting up with John for 8 years. And we appreciate your time, huh?
So
thank you very much.
Yeah, sorry, thanks a million. We'll chat later, okay?
Okay, thanks, John.
Bye-bye. Good seeing you, huh?
Cheers.